Usually everybody says, even Prabhupada says, distribute it for money, not as a gift. But if that is not possible, then at least distribute it like a gift. Say, and now usually it's a wedding season, so you can gift. Or if possible, always distribute it for money, right? So because when someone pays and takes the book, they have that pain. No, I paid for this. Let me just open and see what is there in this. Otherwise, if it's just a gift, they will be like taking it for granted. Requesting all of you to look into it. Distribute as many books as possible. Full December we can do, or even before Gita Jayanti you can do. Now last week of November you can do. Okay, on this note we'll begin with the class. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavata लोकेर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्गायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं
Mataji, this last sloka, where is it? Where can I find it? Third one, verse 2.
Sorry?
This third sloka which you have now given.
Oh,
First, second is okay.
there in Chaitanya Charitamritham.
Achha.
It's there. I think I'll check. I'll send the link in the group, Prabhu.
Please, Mataji. Because third one I am not able to get anywhere.
Okay, sure. I'll send the link. Yatpada samshraya suta munaya prashamayanah sadhya punanti upa swardhuni apo anusevaya. Anyone wants to recite? Yeah, Arya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yat pada samshaya sutta munaya prashanyana sadhya punante upahasprashataha svardunya api apo nushevaya.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, next Vamshi Prabhu. Shloka.
Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yatpada samshaya shuta munaya prasha maya naha sadhya punanti upashpistah swardhuni apo anushivaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next, anybody wants to recite the shloka?
Yes, Can I, Mataji?
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yatpada samshaya suta munaya prasha Mayanaha sadya punantyupasrushtaha svadhunya ponusevaya. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Translation. O Suta, those great sages who have completely taken shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord can at once sanctify those who come in touch with them, whereas the waters of the Ganges can sanctify only after prolonged use. Yes, Murlidhar Prabhu, you want to read the purport?
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Pure devotees of the Lord are more powerful than the waters of the sacred river Ganges. One can derive spiritual benefit out of prolonged use of the Ganges waters, but one can be sanctified at once by the mercy of a pure devotee of the Lord. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that any person, regardless of birth as Shudra, woman, or merchant, can take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord, and by so doing can return to Godhead. To take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord means to take shelter of the pure devotees. The pure devotees whose only business is serving are honored by the name Prabhupada and Vishnupada, which indicates such devotees to be representatives of the lotus feet of the Lord. Anyone therefore who takes shelter of the lotus feet of a pure devotee by accepting the pure devotee as his spiritual master can be at once purified. Such devotees of the Lord are honored equally with the Lord because they are engaged in the most confidential service of the Lord. For they deliver out of the material world the fallen souls whom the Lord wants to return home back to Godhead. Such pure devotees are better known as wise lords, according to revealed scriptures. The sincere disciple of the pure devotee considers the spiritual master equal to the Lord, but always considers himself to be a humble servant of the Lord. This is the pure devotional service path. Pure devotional path. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay. So today's verse is all about pure devotees, right? Who is said to be a pure devotee, and how special and are pure devotees, and why are they so special, right? So that is what we will be learning in today's class, right? And what is our part, right? What is our part when it comes to uh, learning from a pure devotee or serving a pure devotee? How and what we are supposed to do. So these are the things we will be learning in today's class. Okay. So here, Prabhupada, starts with the titles Prabhupada and Vishnupad. So what is actually Prabhupada? Anyone knows? What is Prabhupada or Pad?
Lotus feet of Lord Mataji.
Yeah. So Prabhupada means Pad means feet, right? The lotus feet of the Lord is called Prabhupada. And then how can we call people Prabhupada, devotees Prabhupada? How do we understand that?
There is no difference between the pure devotees who are the servant of Lord and the lotus feet of Lord, because they are engaging in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Haribol, very nice. So they are actually representatives. They are bona fide representatives of the lotus feet of the Lord, right? And they come as empowered incarnations of the Lord. They are not ordinary devotees. That's why they are titled Prabhupada, right? We have Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, right? In Gaudiya Math, they consider him to be the, Prabhupada. But for us, we have A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. He is our Prabhupada, right? So they are empowered incarnations who bring about a revolution in bhakti, right? And they set a standard. They give us a set of rules and regulations and the method to reach that standard and go back to Godhead, right? That's exactly what Srila Prabhupada did for all of us, right? And they are incarnations of the lotus feet of the Lord. They are humanized version of the lotus feet of the Lord. So when you see him, when you see Srila Prabhupada picture, or when you hear his lecture, you're actually seeing the lotus feet of the Lord in a human form, right? So that is the greatness of such a pure devotee. And when you take shelter of such a pure devotee, then you can imagine, right? You're on what kind of path, what magical path you are on, right? You are just probably one mile away from Goloka, right? Because you have taken shelter of such a great devotee, that is Prabhupada, right? Prabhupada writes in so many letters, chant 16 rounds Hare Krishna Mahamantra and follow the four regulative principles sincerely, then I will take you personally back home, back to Godhead. That's what he says, no? Hold on to my dhoti. I have the back key to the back door of Goloka, and I can take you and I can put you into Goloka. That's what he says, right? So all we need to do is one thing we need to understand: we are not capable of anything, right? And First of all, we don't deserve to even say Krishna. Last class we were discussing, right? So sinful we are, so envious we are of Krishna. That's why we came down, right? So, but it's because of the mercy of the Vaishnavas that they build the eligibility within our hearts. Can you imagine? Because we are not eligible naturally, they build the eligibility and they shower their mercy to purify us, right? Only when Brahmanda Brahmite Kon Bhagavana Jeev Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. Only by mercy of Guru and Vaishnava, we will get Bhakti Lata, seed of Bhakti in our heart, right? And it's again by their mercy, the gardening process happens. Watering the seed, giving some sunlight to the seed, so that the seed will grow into a Bhakti creeper. And then it'll grow, it'll penetrate through the material coverings, it'll reach Krishna and bear the fruit of prema, that is love, right? And we can offer love to the Lord, we can offer that fruit to the Lord. All this is possible only by such pure devotees' mercy, right? Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Khai, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. That's why it's given over here. Ganges water will take some time to, what? To nullify our sins and to purify us, to sanctify us, right? After a prolonged use. But instantly we get purified once we take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And such pure devotees are the representatives of the lotus feet of the Lord. So instantly, the moment we come contact with such great devotees, we get, purified, and we can go back to Godhead, right? So my voice is not clear. Hi Krishna.
It's clear, Mataji.
It
Okay.
is clear,
It's clear,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So now, where is the birthplace of bhakti? Anyone knows? We just discussed.
In the heart, Mat.
In the heart. Okay, but how do you get bhakti in your heart?
From the other Vaishnavas, Mataji.
Very nice.
Mercy of Lord.
From other Vaishnavas, right? Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. It is not Krishna Guru Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. From the mercy of a Vaishnava, it said, no, the levels of mercy. First, it is Vaishnava's mercy, through which we get connected to Panchatattvas. I mean, the Guru Parampara, and then the Panchatattvas. Prabhu, right? And then he connects us to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu connects us to Radharani, and Radharani is the one who recommends to Krishna, and then Krishna accepts us. So it is through Vaishnavas that we get connected, and then finally we will reach Krishna. Gopi Bhartar Padakamalayar Dasa Dasanu Dasa. That's our position. Directly, no. If we go to Krishna directly, he will say, "Who are you?" He doesn't know, right? But when a guru, when his pure devotee recommends us, he will accept us. Blindly, he will accept us. He will not question about our background or what I did to become such a pure devotee. Nothing he will see. He will blindly accept because his pure devotee is being pleased. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Yasya aprasadat nagati gutopi. Right? That's what we sing every day in Guru Ashtakam in the morning, right? Once we please our spiritual master, we get Guru. I mean, we get Krishna automatically. But otherwise, no. So Sadhu Sangha is the birthplace of Bhakti. The moment you meet a Vaishnava, or the moment a Vaishnava, throws his merciful glance on you, through his mercy, we get Krishna. Right? We get introduced to Krishna, at least. Right? So that is very important. But after you get introduced to a Vaishnava, what are we supposed to do? So the Bhakti Lata Beej is sown in our heart after we get introduced to the Vaishnava. Then what to do? Anyone?
Mataji, we should implement what they teach.
Sorry?
We should implement what they're teaching.
Okay, we should implement what they teach. Yes, Vamshi Prabhu?
Yeah, Dhrida and faith and determination and with Shraddha on teachings of the Guru or spiritual master, then we can elevate that level from neophyte devotees to Madhyama to Uttama.
Haribol, yeah, very nice. So we need to hear with faith what, and then implement what they're teaching, right? But how to hear with faith and implement? Where is the faith coming from?
The faith coming from, okay.
As you go and listen to the Vaishnavas, you slowly develop within heart and
Yeah.
you'll follow them.
Okay. So when you hear more and more, you will get the faith and you will start following what they're saying. But how to hear more and more? Some interest should
With
be there, no?
association, Mataji, with the association.
Okay. What kind of association? What is meant
Bhakti,
by association?
bhajans and
There are 9
through
kind of devotion, right?
spiritual.
The first 3.
One of you answer.
Yeah, yes. Mataji, go ahead, Mataji. I'm Sucharita Mataji. Cheppandi మీరు.
Spiritual talks, Mataji, and hearing to spiritual talks.
Okay,
And
but
whatever
spiritual talks again you should hear. No, how you will hear? What is giving the push to hear a lecture or their talks, or say a Vaishnava is there in town, to go and meet them? You need some push. Where is that coming from?
Association of devotees, Mataji.
What kind of association?
Through Kirtan,
Mercy,
Satsanga.
of
you
spiritual
will
master.
develop, Mataji.
Inherent devotion for God.
How? What kind of association?
Inherent
Muralidhar Prabhu,
devotion
you were
for
saying
God.
something? Muralidhar Prabhu?
Association of Guru and mercy of Guru.
Mercy of Guru, but how? What kind of association? Yeah, Vamshi Prabhu?
Sadhu Sangha.
That is association, but what kind?
Ayyo.
In
Well,
important goodness, Mataji.
Mataji, here 5 or
how
6
to
members
hear?
are. Mataji, how matlab, here Sadhu Sangha, of course, there are Vaishnavas, right? There are 9 kinds of devotion. Anything when we develop in devotion, the first is Shravanam, then Kirtanam, then
Hmm.
Smaranam, Vishnu Smaranam.
Yeah, so the
So
question
obviously
was,
the
how
first
will
one
we
is
hear,
Smaranam.
right?
But
What
I
gives
don't
you the push
know,
to
Mataji.
hear?
But when we surrender to the Lord, I mean, with Shraddha, with faith, right?
Where do you get the faith from was the question.
While
Where do you get
association
the
with a
faith?
spiritual saintly person will develop that quality, because here written in Prabhupada in clearly in this purport or in translation, when prolonged, right? When a person when he drive into Ganges, when he drive into that Ganges, means he purify his not only his body, he's to purify his souls also, but it will take. But when he associates with the pure devotees, again that dasanu 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 dasa yasya prasade bhagavad prasada, so he will get that mercy that from the Vaishnavas, saintly person, right?
Mataji,
Without
it is through
association, he will not get any
Okay.
faith or development or
Shastras,
Shravan
the
Kirtanam.
knowledge of
Anything will
Shastras.
not develop. I don't know, Mataji, but this is the
Okay.
what.
Yeah, I understood your point. Yeah, Muralidhar Prabhu, you want to add?
It is through the knowledge of Shastras. You can
Okay. So
get faith.
basically, again, to get the knowledge of Shastras or to associate with devotees, right? To hear about the Lord, we need to. Something should give you the push to hear about the Lord, right? You should get the interest. That interest
Yes,
again
Guru.
comes from faith. Okay, it comes from faith, and that faith. Where do you get that faith from? Again, the faith comes from association of devotees. But what kind of association? Again, what kind of association? It is service to the Vaishnavas. Only when you serve the Vaishnavas, you'll get some kind of what is called as Satam Kripa. Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva are even before the Shraddha stage. We all know there are 9 stages of Bhakti: Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, right? And then finally it is Bhava and Prema, right? We all know first stage is Shraddha. And from Shraddha, it comes, you go to Sadhu Sangha and you constantly hear about the Lord. That is the watering process to make the seed in the heart grow, right? But how do you get faith? Faith is only and only through the 2 other stages which fall below the faith level. We all know only the faith is the starting level. That is what we know. But even before faith, there is 2 stages, that is Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva. Right? Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva means by whether we deserve or not. Right? When a Vaishnava shows mercy right? By our Purva Janma Sukriti, we start offering service to the Vaishnava. That is Satam Kripa Mahat Seva. Vaishnava's mercy and service to the Vaishnavas. When you serve that Vaishnava, any kind of menial seva, it could be donating 1 rupee to the temple. That is also called seva, right? And when you develop any, I mean, when you do any kind of seva to the Vaishnavas, the Shraddha level becomes stable, right? And then what happens? Then only the your hearing process, right, your any kind of 9 types of devotion service will start fructifying. Without Vaishnava's mercy, it's not going to happen. Shushusho Shraddha Vasudeva Katha Ruchi Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. Right? Bhagavatam says, Shushusho Shraddha how to hear Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, to hear with complete faith and attention. Some taste should be there. Otherwise, you can't force a person to hear about the Lord. He should feel his heart. I want to hear. I want to hear. Right? For that, Vasudeva Katha Ruchi. Where is the Ruchi coming from? Right? Ruchi comes from Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. Right? Mahat Seva. We have to do service to the Vaishnavas. And when we do service, then the taste for hearing will come. Right? And then we can progress in bhakti automatically. This is very, very important. Right? So because that is the water. Without water, no seed will grow and become a plant. Right? Very important. So watering is very, very important. And hearing is, Shravanam is watering. Right? So you have to have some kind of taste, right? That comes only with Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva. It's even before Shraddha, and that is what stabilizes your faith. And from there, your journey to devotion service starts. Your journey to prema starts, right? And this is the power of a pure devotee. Pure devotee, in 1 second, through his mercy, he will give you, he will give you Shraddha, or he will put you to the path of Krishna consciousness, and he will stabilize your bhakti as well, right? Because they are representatives of the lotus feet of the Lord, they are not ordinary people. We already discussed, they are empowered incarnations of the Lord, right? That too, Srila Prabhupada, the kind of revolution that he has created, no, making hippies drunkards, 24 hours they were drunk, right? They became devotees, right? Just by the association of Srila Prabhupada. This shows what kind of empowerment he had, right? Narada Muni is another empowered incarnation who made everybody devotees, right? Even half murderer, right? There is one Mrigari, half murderer he was, and he also became devotee by the mercy of Narada Muni, right? And in the womb itself, he made Prahlad Maharaj devotee. Can you imagine? So that is the power of such pure devotees. And why? Because why they have that power, or what makes them representations of or incarnations of Krishna's lotus? Because they are in the constant association. Prithu Maharaj says they are in the constant association with the lotus feet of the Lord. So lotus feet of the Lord, if you see Krishna's lotus feet, you can see some red color on the lotus feet. Anyone knows what is that? Red color? Anyone has observed in the temples, when you go, lotus feet, on the lotus feet of Krishna, there is red, full red on the bottom portion of the Lord's feet. How many of you have observed that?
Yes, Mataji, I've seen.
Yes,
You've seen?
Mataji.
So those are called saffron particles. Okay, and those are always there. Even on the lotus flower, Srila Prabhupada explains, in the purport, you can go visit Prithu Maharaj's prayers and you will get this there, right? So those particles are actually particles of mercy, right? You can read Srila Prabhupada's purport, you get goosebumps when you read it, right? Those particles are actually particles of mercy, and these pure devotees are in association with that particles of saffron, right? That is mercy particles, and they drink the nectar coming from the lotus feet of the Lord all the time, right? And that's why they are empowered. They are completely empowered, right? Krishna Shakti vina nahi tara pravartana, right? And when they come to the world, they can create a revolution and make everybody devotees, right? So that is the secret. And everybody cannot become Prabhupads or Vishnupads or pure devotees, right? We need that kind of love for the Lord, that kind of surrenderance for the Lord, right? Then only we can become, we can empower a person to chant, right? Like Srila Prabhupada, how did he found ISKCON? He chanted, he did kirtan under that park, no? Tompkins Square Park in New York. He sat every day, he did kirtan, and so many devotees came out of curiosity or whatever their reasons, and they all became, they all wanted to meet Prabhupada. When they met Prabhupada, when they heard what Prabhupada had to tell about, they all, became devotees. They all joined him in the movement, right? But what we need to understand is chanting might not create, make everybody devotees. The who is chanting matters. It was a pure devotee chanting. Right? We also chant every day. Not even one person is becoming devotee. Right? Like Advaita Acharya cried and called Krishna to come down. Right? He offered Tulsi and Gangajal, and he called, and Krishna came down in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We also cry, we also pray, we also offer Tulsi and Ganges. Krishna is not coming down. Right? Why? Because who is doing it matters. That's why they are called pure devotees. Pure, what is the difference between a devotee and a pure devotee? Anyone? What is the difference?
Mataji, they have more love for Krishna, they know
Hari Bol.
pure.
Hari Bol. Very, very nice. Love is all that is, lacking in us. Right? Love is the difference. The degree of love, degree of surrenderings. Right? Surrendering means love. God completely, then it is said to be, you're said to be completely surrendered to the Lord. Right? So that is very important. So love is what is missing. And so that's why when Prabhupada, even Prabhupada shared his room with one of the hippies, right? And when he did not have any house or anything to live, he shared his room with one of the hippies. And finally, what happened? He had to leave the place, yes, because that hippie was very disturbing. But finally, even that hippie became a devotee. Right? If you read Leelamrita or that small biography, we can understand all these little things. We can't go share a room with a hippie because we will rather get contaminated. We get influenced instead of influencing a person. But Prabhupada always influences. Why? Because of the Shakti he has, the empowerment. We have little empowerment, but Prabhupada has the highest level of empowerment. Right? That is very, very important. So, a pure devotee's position is such that if you meditate upon a pure devotee, any service that you are doing, that service in itself becomes pure devotional service. We are not pure, right? So whatever service we do cannot be pure, right? Because of our contaminated consciousness. We have a long way to go to cleanse our heart. But if you do tapo divyam, right? Rishabhadev says, if you do any service, right, given to you by meditating upon the pure devotee, right, and saying this service is given to me by this particular pure devotee, and pray to that pure devotee and then do that service is going to become pure devotional service, although we are not pure devotees. Can you imagine? That is the power of a pure devotee. That's why in the the translation says, at once we get sanctified. Those who come in touch with pure devotees. Krishna cannot give us Krishna. Krishna cannot give us Krishna Prema. But a pure devotee can give us Krishna Prema. Right? Because Krishna belongs to the pure devotee. Where is Krishna? Krishna is in the hands of a pure devotee. He gets controlled by a pure devotee. And they can give us Krishna because they have Krishna with them. Right? That is very, very important. Like, there's one more example where Garga Muni, right? How many of you know Garga Muni? Prabhupada's disciple? Garga Muni. Okay, he is one of the Western disciples of Srila Prabhupada, and he is the first one. He is the one who gifted Prabhupada the dictaphone. Right? Prabhupada used to, before that, he used to type. Even before that, he used to handwrite the translation purports and all. Later, he started using typewriter. And then later on, Garga Muni gifted him dictaphone. And when he started to use dictaphone, writing purports became so easy. Right? So he just turned on the dictaphone. He would record what purport he wanted to write, voice record, and then move on to the next puppet. No need of typing or anything. So all puppets, he could do his work faster and faster. Then his disciples used to take the dictaphone, take the recording, and then type it out and then send it for printing. So it was that easy, right? And Prabhupada, when he started to use dictaphone, he got so happy, and he personally went to Gargamuni and said, because you gifted me this dictaphone, right? And because all my work is becoming so faster and faster because of this, I will make sure you go to Goloka. I will personally come and take you to Goloka. Can you imagine? Right? Gargamuni is so privileged, so lucky because of this. One small service you offer to a Vaishnava, and if that Vaishnava is pleased, your your ticket to Goloka is sorted. Your path to Goloka is sorted. Right? You will go back to Goloka. That Vaishnava will make sure you go to Goloka. Right? But we need to please that Vaishnava wholeheartedly. He should be pleased. Right? For that, sincerity is very, very important.
There are two disciples was there, and Gargamuni and Brahma Prabhu, like that name was something like that. Brahma and Gargamuni, two disciples was there who gifted it upon.
Okay, very nice. Thank you for adding the information, Mataji. Yeah, so Prabhupada said, I will personally take you to Goloka, because he was pleased. So pleasing a guru means pleasing Krishna. Krishna automatically gets pleased, right? So that is the position of a pure devotee. We need to understand that. So that's why Sadhu Sangha is so important. In Sadhu Sangha, what we have to do? Yeah, Brahmananda Prabhu. Yeah, nice. So in Sadhu Sangha, what we have to do? We have to, if a devotee is senior to us, we have to serve the devotee. Right? If the devotee is along with us on the same level, we have to have loving exchanges with that devotee. And if a devotee is junior to us or in a neophyte stage, to help that devotee to progress in Krishna consciousness. Three ways we associate with devotees, right? Sadhu Sangha means this, right? We have to serve, we have to have loving exchanges, and we have to also guide the neophytes to progress and, attain Krishna. So we have to consciously do this. We go to temples for all gatherings, Sunday feasts, festivals, but are we doing these three things? Very, very important. Then mercy flows from the acharyas and the Guru Parampara. Alright, Satam Prasanga Mama Virya Samvido. There's a shloka where it talks about devotee association. Satam Prasanga Mama Virya Samvido Bhavanti Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha. Bhavanti Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha. When you serve the pure devotees, right? Satam Prasanga Mama Virya Samvido. Then what happens? Bhavanti Hrit Karna Rasayana Katha. Our heart and ears, right? They transform into I mean, we can our heart and ears always, crave for nectar coming from. Can you imagine? The ears always want to hear more and more. The Vasudeva Katha Ruchi increases, right? Our, the Katha Ruchi increases. We can always hear more and more. We want to hear. Our ears start craving to hear about Krishna. And then when you hear and hear and hear, what happens? Tajoshanada Shvapavarga Vartmani. Tajoshanad, right? Joshana means the cultivation of bhakti happens in the heart. The seed starts getting cultivated and it'll become a plant, a bhakti creeper. It'll become a bhakti creeper, right? And then Shraddha Ratir Bhakti Anukramishyati. Shraddha, the faith becomes stable, right? Bhakti develops, and Rati, attraction for the lotus feet of the Lord, develops. Only after this it follows, right? So the starting stage is association with a pure devotee, and the best way to associate with a pure devotee is to do Vani Seva, right? We don't have pure devotees around us, right? So Guru Maharaj is not here physically present right next to us. So we always have to do Vani Seva, follow their instructions, and mostly their instruction is preach Krishna consciousness, right? Reading the purports, tasting prasadam. Prabhupada has told in so many lectures, eat only prasadam, chant Hare Krishna, follow the regulative principles. These are all easy instructions, not very difficult. Just by following their instructions, Vani Seva, we are actually offering service to them. And if they are pleased, we can go back home, back to Godhead instantly, right? So it's very, very important. Even Parikshit Maharaj, no? Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed, he had a great queen, nice, beautiful queen. He had good children, so much of wealth. Everything was there. Even Krishna was there on by his side. He could have just appealed and his curse would have got reversed actually. But he didn't do all that. Rather, what he did, he association. Right, he met so many sages and Vaishnavas, and he said, what can I do? He never talked, he never said, oh, I'm cursed, see, I'm so unfortunate, I curse, now what to do? He didn't say that. He said, what should I do so that when I die, I will die the right way, the purpose of my life will be completely fulfilled. That's what he said, right? And then they only said, no, you have to hear Bhagavatam in the association of devotees. He could have asked Shukadeva Goswami to come to his palace. He was a king. He could have asked Shukadeva Goswami to come to his palace and narrate Bhagavatam to him. But what he did, he wanted all the devotees, all the sadhus to gather, and in a great assembly, he asked Shukadeva Goswami to narrate Srimad Bhagavatam, right? In the association of devotees, for the benefit of all. That's very, very important. Right?
Sukadev Goswami will not stay at one place. No, he'll keep moving from place to place. That's only everybody was wondering how he was sitting at one place and 7 days and then told everything about
Yeah.
Bhagavatam.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, so we need to always take association from pure devotees and worship them like Krishna. They don't claim to be Krishna. They always say they are servant of Krishna, but we should worship them like Krishna. Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastra, right? Because we know their position. They are always with the saffron dust on the lotus feet of the Lord. That is their position, right? So that is why, see here, Prabhupada also writes, a sincere disciple considers the spiritual master to be equal to the Lord, although they do not claim to be so. They don't say I am God, but we know that they are equal to God because they give us Krishna, right? So very important. So pure devotee is like Krishna's family member, right? Demigods, on the other hand, all the devatas and devis, they are like office colleagues or office employees. Devotees are like family members. So who is more closer to Krishna? Office employees or family members? Definitely family members, right? So if we are not fortunate to be even calling ourselves devotee, but because we are taking shelter of a pure devotee, that is like Srila Prabhupada, we automatically become personal to the Lord because we are relative of Krishna's family member. That means we are becoming relatives of Krishna directly, right? So devotee's position is greater than that of a demigod, right? And a pure devotee's position is the greatest. And when you take shelter of a pure devotee, you will automatically rise to that platform and you can go back home, back to Godhead immediately. Very, very important. Okay. And then there is one story actually. I'm trying to recall how the association of a pure devotee changes. Yeah, there was one story, I think. Anyone knows the story? Narada Muni asks Krishna, what is the association? And Krishna says, okay, I will tell you the answer. You go to this particular tree and there is an ant below
Hare
this
Krishna,
tree.
Mataji.
You know the story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you?
There are two things. Yeah. So first went Narada Vaikunta. So Narada told, Prabhuji, my Lord, please tell me what is the association? What is the association of benefit of the Vaishnavas? So Lord told so what you want to association? So Sadhu Sangha. So please go to Bhuloka and meet the first that creature was what Mataji? Parrot, I think, right? Hare
Ant.
Krishna, I'm audible?
Ant.
Okay, and parrot and three creatures, right? There are. Then that finally he become the prince. He born at at Prince Palace. Then he welcomed
So
Narad Muni.
basically, what happens is when Narada Muni goes to the ant, and Krishna says, "No, you go to this ant and ask the power of devotee association to the ant." So Narada Muni goes to the ant and asks, "What is the power of devotee association?" And the ant immediately dies, right? And the immediately the ant dies. Yeah, Sarita Mataji, you wanna continue?
Yeah, the ant dies. Then he goes to another bird, Mataji. Then until she, then that he goes and then he when goes to the Lord. He says, "Oh, the moment I asked that the ant died, it's like a parat for me. It's like a sin which has come up to me." Then he says, "No, no, don't worry. Go and ask the parrot." Like this, he sends to 2, 3 places. Go to ask the dog. Go ask the another animal, deer. You ask, and everyone whom he asked, they died at the very same moment. And then finally, he said, "Okay, ask the prince." And then that the prince, I think so, he tells that this is the association that you relieved me from that suffering and you made me another birth which was higher than the previous birth. And finally, then he's born as a prince, and that is the time that he got the associate, like pure association. What is the advantage is that you get immediately liberated and you get immediately relieved from the suffering. That is
Yeah.
what the essence of it.
Haribol, yes. When the ant dies, Narad Muni gets so upset. He goes back to Krishna and says, "The ant died." Then Krishna says, "Don't worry," as Mataji said, and then he will say, "Go and go to this parrot and go ask the parrot about power of devotee association." He goes to the parrot and asks, "What is the power of devotee association?" The parrot also dies immediately. So now he is very upset, right? He again goes to Krishna and says, "The parrot also died." Then Krishna says, "Don't worry, you go to a cow. There is a cow there. You go to a cow and ask this cow what is the power of devotee association." Then he goes to a cow, and this time he's very scared because Gohatya is Mahapapa, right? If the cow dies, it's not going to be good, right? So he still goes upon Krishna's order and goes to the cow and asks, "What is devotee association?" And then the cow also dies. Then he's very, very upset. He starts crying and he runs to Krishna. "Oh, I did a big sin. I killed a cow." And then Krishna says, "Oh, don't worry, don't worry. Go to this newborn princess in this particular kingdom and you go ask him. He will give you the answer. All your problems will be solved." Then Narada Muni runs to this prince and go asks him, "What is the power of devotee association?" And then that prince says, "I am born, no? This is only the power of devotee association." So Narada is like, "What? You are born and how is that power of devotee association?" Then that prince says, "Oh, you still didn't understand. The ant that you met was me. I was in the ant form, and then when I died, when the body died, I got transmigrated to a parrot. And then when the parrot also died, I got transmigrated to the cow's body. Then the cow died, I got transmigrated to this parrot's body." Right? That means I just got elevated and elevated and elevated only because of your 1 second association. Right? And now in that prince, definitely because he's associating with Narada Muni, when he leaves the body, he will definitely go back home, back to Godhead straight. Right? So this is the power of devotee association. Right? Lava matra sadha sanga sarva siddhi hoy. You'll get Krishna. Right? In lava matra. Lava means fraction of a second. Right? If you associate fraction of a second with a pure devotee, and if you manage to please that pure devotee, you will get Krishna prema even if you don't want. Right? Can you imagine? And you can go back home, back to Godhead. Yeah, with this I end. Any questions? Anything you wanna add? Anyone?
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Also Narad Muni also become like a devotee. He was in past lives, like he was serving his mother while he was sick. So he was eating remnants of food of the pure devotees, sadhus. Then he got mercy from them. Also there later her mother dies. Then he think, why, oh my Lord, this age at age of 5, why you everything I got lost. Only a mother, only with her. Then what is my duty? Then he become pure devotee in upcoming lives.
Yeah, so he also got Shraddha or devotional service only by serving the Vaishnavas. What did he do? He ate the remnants, prasadam of the Bhakti Vedantists and he heard them, Shravanam. And then immediately when his mother died, he practiced devotional service as
He
guided by
went
the
to forest.
Vaishnavas.
Immediately
And
he
then he
ran
became
away.
Narada Muni, right?
Forest.
In the next life, he immediately became Narada Muni. He got the Narada Muni's life. Yes, Sanvika.
Mataji, Narad Muni's life shows another one thing, that if your association is bad, then also he was a Gandharva. And when
Yeah.
his association became bad, he was degraded. That also it shows, both the parts it shows. It shows when you lose the association, if you are not in good association, you fall, and when the association can elevate you to any extent.
Haribol, yes, Mataji. When he was a Gandharva, because of the bad association, he got cursed and he became a Shudra son, actually. Right?
Yeah.
Maid servant, he had to come. And then again, he took good association, that is Satam Kripa, and then he went back home as Narada. Haribol. Yes. Any other
Hare
question?
Krishna, Mataji.
Yeah,
This
yes.
question, this today lecture was pretty relatable of Nectar of Instructions, Shlokas 3, that Ushchaya Nishchaya Dhairya Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat Sangatyagat Suta Vritti Sadbhair Bhakti Prashidhayet. Right?
Yeah.
Avoid the non-association, that is non-favorable association, and associate with the devotees. And while we are doing with the devotional service, we have that enthusiasm, faith, and determination, and we have to inquiry the bona fide spiritual master. Then we get pure devotional service. Elevate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
I'm
Yes,
audible,
Vimala
Mataji?
Mataji. Yes, ma, Prabhu. Thank you. Yes, Vimala Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. That was same happened with Brahmaji too. Association, bad association of Gandharva, and after that association, Brahma Mohan was happened. Right, na Mataji?
Sorry,
Hare
I
Krishna. Am I audible?
Yeah.
That bad association happened with Brahmaji too. He was also associated with Gandharva, and after that association, Brahma Vimohan Leela was happened.
Oh.
Yes,
I have not
Mataji.
got into deep into that. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you for this
Hare
information.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so one more thing, why service is so important. You know, Prahlad Maharaj, when he prays to Narsimha Dev, no, he says, I do when wish you want, I will grant. Just ask me. Right? What does Prahlad Maharaj ask? Anyone knows?
Maharaj, while he was in front of Narsimha, so he please ask anything more, what I can offer for you. So Prahlad Maharaj told, my lord, first he told, give my father to liberation. Then he told, don't worry, your father was my devotee, he was pure devotee. I will take care of that. He will reach anyhow my board. But ask anything. Then he told, okay, if you then give me that anything, I don't have any desires, so that I don't have to ask anything.
Yeah, but he asks for something. Anyone knows what he asks for?
He said he wanted to be the devotee of Lord Vishnu all the time. That is.
It is one thing, but he asks for something. He says, I in particularly. Anyone knows?
I am born as a Rakshasa. So please forgive my father, though he has done
That is one thing.
all.
After that?
Yes.
After that? So he asks, I want pure devotee association. Narsimhadev says, you come back, right? To my abode. But what he says, I don't want your association. He literally says that. You can go to 7th canto. And Prahlad Maharaj says, I don't want your association. I want your devotees association. Give me an opportunity to serve my spiritual master, Narada Muni. That's what he says, right? I want pure devotee association and eternal association. Right? Prahlad Maharaj rejects the direct eternal association of Narsimhadev and says, I want to, he requested for the association of his Guru Maharaj, that is Narada Muni. I want pure devotee association, pure devotee association. Let me serve your pure. Prahlad Maharaj has not gone back home, back to Godhead. right? Many devotees say that he's still there in Kali Yuga, serving his devotees or Vaishnavas. He's doing Vaishnava Seva. And unless all get delivered, it seems that Prahlad Maharaj will not be delivered, will not go back home, back to Godhead. He asks actually Narsimhadev, all of them should get delivered. I'm ready to take their sins upon myself just to deliver the whole world, right? And that is what Prahlad Maharaj asks for. I want Narada Muni's association. I don't want your association. That's what he says. That is the power of devotee association, right? Intelligent devotees know that the actual benefit lies in associating with Vaishnavas, pure devotees who have Krishna in their control, right? That's why we always choose devotee association. Just by pleasing them, we can go back home, back to Godhead, or we can get Krishna easily. Okay, Hare Krishna. On this note, we'll end. Thank you all for joining. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. कृष्णा. Thank you all.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. धन्यवाद.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Mataji. Hare Krishna all dear
Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.